Thank you to Renowin TV for subscribing to the channel. I know you've been a subscriber for a good time now, but since the channel has been dying, I started going into the older subscribers. So thank you so much for being one of the early subscribers of the channel. I really hope you enjoy the content. And yeah, I'll see you on the videos. Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today we're gonna have a different video. I'm not gonna show you guys gameplay or just one deck profile. I'm actually gonna just update you all on all the deck profiles. Now this goes from OP10 throughout. I'm playing currently some mostly on OP11 with purple Kata on the sim, but I'm gonna show you guys some decks that I'm bringing to locals or going to bring to locals. I'll tell you in that after on OP10, so it will vary. Although I'm not that active on the sim anymore, I still kind of want to show you guys the decks that when I do hop on the sim, what are the ones that I like to have fun with. So we are gonna go just through the list. I'm not gonna show you all again. It's just the ones I use the most, so I can actually somewhat explain the strategy. This could give you guys some inspiration because some of the deck lists that I have here are inspired on the decks that I see on locals, on the OP10 meta. So yeah, I think you guys are going to see some fun decks here, hopefully. So first is the 6k Monkey D. Luffy, which is coming out in OP11. Not gonna lie, really wish I could do this deck. Feels very fun to play, but these Sanjis are very expensive. The deck is very simple. You just ramp up as fast as you can with It's to Die For, Gear 2 or Zorojuro. Just use everything you have in hand. I see many players just holding on to that Gear 2 as a counter event. Just don't do it. Just ramp as much as you can, as fast as possible. Thunder Bagua, I don't really enjoy this card that much. But I do gotta admit, there are situations when you, for some reason, don't see that much ramp where you just counter and you get an extra Dawn. So that's nice. And then pretty much your whole strategy is just ramp up and play Sanji, and that Sanji will drop a Liling or a Luffy, either two. I'm only playing one copy of each because Liling and Katakuri with the Sanji are really OP. If you can drop Sanji drop Liling will remove something and give you one life. And then when you hopefully drop another Sanji, drop Katakuri, this will just restand every time Liling. So it protects her a lot, and that's really annoying to your opponent. We are playing one red rock only. So in case, just in case we need to remove something, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Pudding, actually, I'm thinking about removing one Pudding to play one Luffy. I don't know yet, but for now I'll keep it like this. It's working really well. Oh yeah, I'm not playing for Gum Gum Giants. I don't think Gum Gum Giant feels as good in this deck as unless you are at 10 Dawn. And most of the time when you are at 10 Dawn, you already have good defense, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I'm not playing. I could remove one Pudding for an extra Gum Gum Giant yet. I don't know, Pudding does feel good to play, but I think 3 is too much, so I might go down to 1. Go down 1. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, let's go for a deck that I'm bringing to locals, which is the 6k Red Purple Luffy. Now, this deck is extremely fun, and this has gone through a lot of changes. So first, I wasn't playing the Liling, I was just playing 4 Shanks. And I think I was playing what? There was something here that was making me playing 4, I don't remember now, but Liling is a very needed card, especially in OP10. Dofi still does well against us, he's still very annoying, so Liling is a very needed card. Again, I just prefer the combo where you drop the Kid, attack with Kid, and then when you're at 10 Dawn, you drop Shanks, then attack with Kid and just use your leader effect to get the Dawn back as active, so you can use your Gum Gum Giant, and then Shanks just, you know, has a rush and gives -1k. But unfortunately, this combo, although it's in my opinion the best one you have, is not a very consistent one. You will always be pinned down most of times because you will have somewhat slow slower ramp, it depends. It's To Die For is a very good card to manage that, but most of the time you don't have the window to play Shanks, so I just went down to 1 Shanks, and I'm playing 2 Liling and 3 Monkey D. Luffy, the 9 costs. Oh no, I was already playing 3 9 costs. I'm pretty much playing more on the moment kind of thing, so more on place effects. So Dragon, Luffy, and Liling somewhat work better for this deck, I believe, right now. And then Shanks is just more an extra tech to combo with Kid. Kid is a very good card in this deck, by the way. I do recommend playing 3. Again, like making your leader 7k every turn is something that gets overlooked a lot. And I just want to say it's really nice because you have good defense thanks to Gum Gum Giant and your 2ks. So yeah. I think it's pretty much it. You just ramp the most you can early, then just start dropping the big bodies that can attack with big numbers. You also have a Queen to cycle in case somehow you break. You don't know, somehow know when you break, because you do break sometimes. This is somewhat consistent, but there are moments where I just have the bricks in my hand, and then my first top deck is like a Queen, so we need to play for that to filter out the hand. And obviously the Gamma Knife to try and remove something big, most of the time is for Kid Fortress on green decks. Also the new Smoker green is very annoying, so you kind of want to make sure you remove him. You also have Liling for that in that case. But yeah, big bodies that you really want to remove, Gamma Knife is there. So I think it's a needed card, and I think it's a really good card. Now this is Blackbeard. I am trying to get better at Blackbeard, but I'm still very bad player. I don't know, man. Maybe I wasn't made for this. I do play better when I'm at locals. I haven't tried this at locals by myself. What I mean by this is there's a guy who has many decks, and after locals from time to time we kind of just play by ourselves, you know, just practice a little bit, and he lets people use his decks. And one of them was Blackbeard, so I kind of just use his deck list, so not mine, to just have fun around with the deck and try to practice. I do better in locals. For some reason, I do think things through most of the time, because there are some combos here that go overlooked as well. But my deck list, I don't know if my deck list is similar to his. It is definitely playing the same cards. I just don't know about ratios. For example, I don't like Doc Q in this meta, so I just made them go down to 2. I'm also not playing the this Katarina Devon that is rising in popularity. I don't have her. I don't think you need her that much. But again, I'm not the best player, so yeah. So I'm playing 2 Vasco Shot. But I don't like Doc Q. I think you're better at playing with Shiryu, which is a card that I underestimated a lot. But now I do like the card a lot. And obviously you have the Finger Pistol, the Liberation. No, this is the Liberation, this is the other one. I just confused them. But I still need to get better at the deck a lot. You can do so many combos with this that, again, people don't really know about. And I forget a lot when I'm on the sim. But when I'm locals, because I see others play Blackbeard firsthand and I see those combos, I think my brain just kind of saves, you know, a file, and then I use it against them when we finish locals and then just practice. But yeah, I still go for the 2 win conditions, which is Burgess and Teach, when you actually have more. You don't need to play for the Teach as much, which is really nice and obviously will make this deck very viable. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of. Okay, now it's Blue Yellow Ace. Now, I don't bring this to locals. This is somewhat of a very updated decklist because we already have here the ST22 2K Ace. You can use this with your actual Kid Ace, so I think it's very nice with consistency. As for OP10, we obviously would have to still play the Hiyori right over here, or something else, something budget, but Hiyori is very cheap right now. This deck is, when it comes to abusing leader ability, has good consistency. I do wish it had more. We are playing Garp as a searcher, but I do really like the... this blocker right here lets us manipulate the top deck, so it lets us draw 2 and place 2 on top or bottom. I don't know if I'm gonna remove Garp. Maybe I will. I do prefer this card a lot. So you could potentially have this as well. If you're leading close white tier players, you can look at the top 3 and then place. Maybe this is, I don't know. You can play either 3 Garp, the event, or the blocker. I do love the blocker because it makes sure that we do some pressure. We have some defense to save us. And then you can start playing for your leader effect with the kids versions of the brothers. Teach is a tech that I love. I don't know if it's popular or not, but I do love him. The fact that you can just play the kids version, and then if you have on your hand a grown-up version, you can use Teach to put it on top deck, and then just attach the 2 down that are rested that you used to play the kid version onto your leader effect, and that's it. It pretty much gives you a leader effect for free, and it's very nice to combo with Gravity Blade on late game, because if you use Gravity Blade on late game, you only have 3 dons active, so you cannot use your leader effect, but thanks to Teach, you can use your leader effect, so that's really nice to combo. And then we play Red Rock to remove a very big and annoying body, so I do think we need to run this removal. I just don't know about the Searcher somewhat, but I do like Namul, so yeah, for now we'll keep Namul. The rest, obviously very simple. You play for your leader effect, you keep making yourself 7k during your opponent's turn, you use your 2ks and blockers to defend yourself, and hopefully you can rush down your opponent's life. Most of the time you will not be swinging onto your opponent's board. You will use your removal events to do that, and then you just swing with your leader and characters onto lives, and hopefully you can rush down your opponent, although you do like to go second. But that's pretty much it. Now this is Black L Luffy. Now I did used to play him from time to time when Moria was still around. Even with Moria not around, I do still play him very rarely. This is my deck list. I decided to just play Cracker. I don't know if Cracker is that good at 3, I don't know. Maybe I would play 2 Crackers and 4 Kuzan. For Kuzan feels very good because you drop him and you draw 1. That one could potentially be like a Luffy where you just can drop next turn, attack with Kuzan, decrease 4 cost, and then just drop Luffy and hopefully KO something. This deck still has good consistency. It can still win games. The only thing is, just like Blue Yellow Ace, now we have gas. With Moria, we cannot keep recycling our gas from trash with Moria. There will be a time we will run out, and we need to finish somewhat game before that. But still a very viable deck. So I don't know. I only play on Sim. Sabo is still very expensive, even though that the deck is not as nice. But I would still like to try this in real life. You know, maybe bring it at locals as a sneaky rogue deck. But yeah, he is a rogue deck, and it's pretty simple to play. You like to take your lives every time your opponent attacks, and then you just start abusing the insane amount of cards that you have in your hand to start building boards with your grown-up versions of the Big Brothers. That's pretty much it. Now, Doflamingo Luffy. Now, this is a very fun variant of the Purple Luffy. As you guys know, I play Purple Luffy pretty much as my main deck, and he will be my main deck till OP11 with Purple Kata. This is a variant that's very fun to play, and it is viable. Like, this is actually strong. I kind of underestimated this, and after trying it, I do gotta admit, it is extremely strong. Pretty much what you do is, you have your Don Quixote pirates, and you pretty much play the exact same as you would play with your Straw Hats from the starter deck. Only you kind of like to go second on this version, which is insane to say, because you have the curve play with this Luffy on going second. I don't know how good this is going first. I do think maybe it is good at going first, but I don't know. Your searcher here, Sugar, you need to activate her, so you need to rest 1 down, so that's better if you can search with her right away. So that's when you have 2 downs, which is on your first turn going second. So yeah, but pretty much you have your Dofi, 8 cost Dofi, you play, you use him to build board, so he's pretty much your Luffy Taro, and then you play either Rosinante or Senor Pink. Senor Pink is the MVP of the deck because he pretty much, on play, you go down 1 dawn, you don't give a shit because Dofi revives you that dawn. But what he does, you can add 1 purple event card with a cost of 5 or less from your trash to your hand. And then you set up 1 dawn as active. So even if you play Dofi on curve, you can play Senor Pink to then go down 1 dawn, and you get 1 dawn active, and then you get Gum Gum Giant back from hand, which is insane. And then when you pass turn, when your opponent attacks, what you do is you use your leader, your Dofi ability to get the Senor Pink Dawn back. You're still going down 1 dawn because of the on-play effect of Dofi, but still very nice. And you don't really care that much when you go down with Gum Gum Giant, because if anything, you can play Goth Threats. You KO something and you get to ramp, so it's really nice. Like, the deck works super fine, and it is very consistent, which I got very surprised by. I don't know how this is that consistent. It doesn't seem like it when you look at the deck profile, but it is in fact consistent, and you can pull very fun stuff and you win games. Not only that, I would like to make this just for the fun of it, but I can only play this on the sim. I don't have the cards to play on the locals. Could you imagine going to locals and then you win dice roll and you say, I want to go second with Purple Luffy, and you pretty much stun people right away by saying I want to go second, and then when people start seeing that you're playing Don Quixote Pirates, you catch them off guard, and then they pretty much just don't know how to play against the variant as much as the normal variant. So yeah, very fun deck to play. Now, Green Purple Luffy. This is a deck that I do gotta admit is extremely strong, especially after the bans of the Blue Dofi and the Moria, on the Blue Dofi and the Moria. Like, this deck is extremely strong, and since I play Purple Luffy, the natural order of things should be me making this deck. But again, I play for the character I love, and Luffy is not a character that I love that much. I pretty much started playing Purple Luffy because I had no deck. RP Law got banned, so I just started playing Purple Luffy, and I didn't have money for much more. But like, and now I could potentially do this deck. Obviously, I have everything except the choppers and the Namis that still need to come out, the Zoros that need to still come out, and the pudding. Like, though the cards that haven't come out are pretty much the only ones I need with the chopper. So yeah, it would be a very somewhat cheap deck for me to do. I don't know. I'm not that much into Luffy, so I'll just play Purple Luffy and save money for the Purple Kata, and then Kuzan, which we'll be talking about. But this deck is extremely aggro, very strong, so strong. It's insane how strong this shit is, actually. Pretty much what you want to do is you kind of want to use your Nami and your Zoro. I don't know if this deck minds going second, to be honest. On the sim, I've played both ways. I don't give a shit. Pretty much I win dice roll if I know what the matchup I'm against loves to go. I just steal it. This deck can adapt, which is what I think makes it so strong. I don't feel so bad going second or first. Yeah, to be honest, it doesn't matter. If you go first, you kind of want to see Nami and Pudding right away. If you go second, you can have Nami, and then you can like have Zoro Juro for the extra search. So like both of them work, and you still want to kind of go for Sanji and Pudding because they are the bread and butter of the deck. But pretty much early game you try to search for Sanji and Pudding, and then you start setting up, try to set them up so you can use your leader effects to get more active dawns to play extra bodies on the field, you swarm your field and just go aggro into whatever you need to. If you need to go into board, you go into board, just like Purple Luffy. And that's pretty much it. You have Dawn Sustain thanks to Sanji Pudding and Chopper. You need this Chopper here, by the way. At the beginning, when the DAB02 dropped on the East, Chopper was a debatable card, but I do think it's a needed card. I don't know if right now it's a staple. For me, it is. You do really need him. He's a blocker, a very annoying blocker that gives you a Dawn that gives you sustain. That's pretty much it. Just try to search for Sanji Pudding. Play them as much as you want, like play 2 copies, 3 copies on the field, you don't care, that's fine either way. You start swarming the board by the sheer amount of Dawn that you recycle thanks to your leader ability. Late game, you start dropping this Luffy, which has Rush, and then pretty much what you do is you can swing twice by sacrificing 1 life and 2 active Dawn, which again, you don't really care sacrificing the Dawn because you have the sustain all around. Also, this deck is extremely consistent, not only by Nami and Zoro. I forgot to say, this event is also very strong, and this event is also very strong. This stage that lets you draw 1 card so it replaces itself, and then it's very good against black decks, so you can protect your Sanji Pudding by resting this stage, which puts this card at 7 cost, which protects it a lot more. Again, after the bans, after Ice Age just got banned, that is extremely good, extremely strong. Again, this deck is insane. It does make you wonder how the hell did Gum Gum Giant not get hit. I believe it's just because this deck hasn't come out on the West yet, and they kind of want to give the deck the full power, so the West can have fun with it. I don't know, man. It's so strong. Well, let's go to the next deck. Now, this is my Kata deck. I haven't brought this to my locals in a while. This is somewhat budget. Like, I haven't updated this deck in a while. I don't really care. He is still a fun deck. You can still pull wins with him, but obviously he's not as good, especially in the current meta. And when the Green Purple Luffy comes out, you will have problems because Green Purple Luffy does not care. He's very aggro, and that could be a problem for you if you don't find your pieces to fight it off. But yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I do like to steal whatever the opponent likes to go as well. If they like to go second, I go second. If they like to go first, I go first. Either way, I do like to see Paraspero in my starting hand, so you can drop him and then attack with leader, or you drop him, attach 1 down to leader and attack with leader. That would be very good because that means you can look at into your lives and see your trigger. If you're going first, you cannot do this, so you're gonna have to go down on your resources from hand, because I believe like playing for chance with this deck right now is very risky. Like having to take like the first life, and that first life being like, oh, sorry, you're the one who should disappear, could be very annoying because this event, obviously, its trigger saves you. So yeah, you just search for your late game pieces, which are these 3. I do like this Lillian, by the way. If you had a 7 cost, just play the 7 cost, but I'm not gonna spend more money on this. The deck works fine with this. So yeah, you try to search off your late game. If you don't, you play more mid-range, which is fine with Kikonojo, Nami, and Gadatsu. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you are healthy enough on late game to just start dropping Lilies, and slowly but surely you will get the win. But again, maybe not, because this deck does not do well into aggro or people that can build board very fast and can attack with it very fast. That's pretty much it. Now next, this is just to show you guys, this is a Kuzan draft. This is the cards I believe will be needed on your Kuzan deck. I'm really looking forward to playing this deck in OP12, hopefully. I still don't know if I'm gonna do the deck, but I'm not gonna lie, I have all these cards right now with me in real life, so I did order them. The idea of playing a pure blue navy deck, it's really starting to grow on me. I really want to try it, and I think these cards are the necessary cards. There are more cards that you could maybe pre-order, the ones that are already out. I don't think so. For example, this Stainless, which is discard 1 card from your hand, Hermes discard, return up to 1 cost 2 or lower character to the bottom of its owner's deck. You know, it gives you a cycle with the Kuzan leader ability, but I don't think it's that needed. There are some more cards here, this one as well. Your turn once per turn, when you draw a card except for during your draw phase, this character gets plus 2k during this turn. You know, he's a 2k, so you still need to attach at least one dance just so you can swing even, so yeah. For now, these are the cards that I think are needed. I think Aramaki is a slow card. I don't know, by the way, we're not going to be playing 4 copies of each, obviously. This is just what I have. Aramaki is a slow card, but it is a good body that will stick on the field. We gotta take that into account, especially now that Ice Age is not on the spectacle anymore. The only people that could potentially remove this is the control deck Shanks, which we'll get to that, by the way. But either way, he's a very good card that can cycle your hands and or filter your hand, and then is a very big body that can protect you or swing with. He's a blocker. I don't know. I wish. Could you imagine if there would be a card like the purple Kata that's coming into OP11 that could restand Navy cards, so we could potentially just swing with Aramaki and then that card would just restand this. It would be very nice. It would make this card very, very much a staple into Kuzan. But for now, we don't know. Porcelino is also a card that I don't know if we're going to be playing 4 of. I think we could potentially play 2 of. He's again a big body, and then it does remove. The only problem is it only removes 4 cost or lower. While, for example, Kiros returns a 5 cost to the hand. I think that would be better, but I don't know. It is a good card that we could potentially be playing 2 copies of. So yeah. Gion, I think it's really nice. She's a 2k, that's the main thing, and she's a very nice body to drop. And when your opponent uses an event, you place 1 card from the. He has to place 1 card of their hand to the bottom deck. So this is a very nice tech against Gum Giant. So I think it's a I think it will be a must, especially if Gum Giant doesn't get banned anytime in the future. Tashi, just our beautiful searcher, really nice. Tsuru, this Tsuru, I think it will be a staple. Like, you just trash 2 cards and your opponent needs to remove one of its bodies from field, and you don't really trash because Kuzan leader effect, you draw back. If Kuzan can potentially, if you're against decks that don't build that much more, this will be insane. But for example, Boa Hancock can abuse this a little bit more. Like, she plays a lot of bodies that remove 1 card and then she drops Tsuru, and then the opponent has no actual choice and needs to remove its biggest body. So that's nice. If Kuzan can somewhat do that as well, she'll be absolutely insane. But I think she'll be still a 4 of, just like Gion, because she's good tech against some matchups, and she's not that bad of a body. Like, she's a 4k. You pretty much guarantee a removal of 1 card on the field. Hopefully he will not be their searcher. Hopefully you can remove it with the next card, which is Houndblaze. That's pretty much why Houndblaze is here. Like, you remove a 2 cost or less to the bottom, and then your Tashigi can attack, and that this pretty much can remove the annoying bodies that would make Tsuru not hit as well. So you remove their searchers and their 2 costs blockers, which is a thing, and then Tsuru can take out the bigger bodies. So this has really good synergy, and I think it will be a card that you'll be playing at the very least 2 copies. I would love to play 3. So yeah. And last is the Gravity Blade, which is, it's going to be searchable. It's going to be searchable. That to me is so fun to even think about. So yeah, I think we'll be playing 3 of this event, by the way. At the very least, obviously 2. And then you can just search it up and then start removing more. Holy shit, just thinking about it makes me want to play Kuzan. Like, Tashigi can search it up, right? Reveal up to 1 Navy type card, exactly. It's not character, so holy damn, that would be so much fun. I don't know, man. It's such a simple thing, but it looks so fun. Next deck. Lucci, now, how much? We are at 30 minutes of video. Yes, this is going to be me updating you guys on all the decks. I'm going to be extremely honest, I so wish I could play this deck instead of Blackbeard now. I don't know, man. It is so much fun, actually, without the Moria and the Ice Age. I don't know. Right, I actually prefer the version of Lucci now as it was with Moria. Now you have to play Kuzan. It's not, thank God, it got reprinted in the PRB. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, the block list number is 1. So this could potentially be banned on 2026. I hope not. I hope they reprint this. I hate the block list mechanic because of this, because like Lucci got banned and can still, I don't feel like he went down on power. I'm just gonna say it. This guy still feels pretty much very powerful and much more fun to play. It's much better. So pretty much you wanna your Kuzan will make sure that you can remove everybody that you need on late game. But even so, if you, while you're getting into late game, so during early and mid game, you have the Haute Couture Patchwork. I don't know if that's the actual name of the event. Hopefully it is. And you have the Tempest Kick. With like Laboon, you do need to play Laboon, which is a somewhat expensive card. Brook as well. So you have all of these cards to somewhat, at the very least, decrease the cost. And then you have your beautiful Lucci or Kaku to remove, and once you get to late game you start having Jack as well. Also Kuzan is an insane card here. Again, you draw 1, so it replaces itself, and then when you attack you decrease 4, so that just helps you to make Rob Lucci work. Not only that, you are right now, that's why you play Mancherry as well. You are more dependent on Rob Lucci's lead effect, so you do need to almost use it every single turn. So you can get to the most cards to trash, so you can start using your Tempest Kick as a draw and as a decrease cost as much as possible, by the way. So you get consistency on the removal, and then your Lucci starts sending cards back to deck. That's pretty much it. That's a good synergy. Obviously, we already knew about this. But yeah. And then I just have here 2 blockers for the fun of it, just to add some power, you know, some defensive. You can remove one of these blockers, some defensive power, sorry. You can remove one of these to play the blocker Sabo. I don't think it's needed, but you could, because Sabo draws 2 and then you trash 2, which helps you with the Tempest Kick. Also, we are not playing Surges, as you guys can see. We just go with what we have in hand. And we have extremely good consistency. We can decrease power and we can KO. All the time, pretty much. That's, yeah, all the time. Like, the consistency is not worse because we don't have searches. But yeah, really wish I could play with this deck in real life. But I can just play it on the sim from time to time, so yeah. Next deck. Okay, so next deck is the main deck, which is Purple Luffy. This is how my deck list is looking as right now. We are playing 1 Gamma Knife for the Kid Fortress. And the Smoker, the Green Smoker, which I think, at least on my locals, because the red-green Smoker is very popular, this is what I use it the most for. But yeah, I'm not playing 2 Onamis, I'm playing 1 Onami and 1 Law, because this Law, when you go first, in case you don't see anything else, which doesn't happen, you can just ramp on your second turn to 4 down and play him as a body. He's a 5k body, so you can swing with him, he's a blocker, it's good, it's good. And against mirror matches, or matches that have Gum Gum Giant, if the game stretches out a lot, he's a good card to drop and make your opponent discard 2 cards. He's really good because of this, and I love having 1 of him, just 1. The rest, we have already talked about this a lot. You go first, and then you start swarming the board. If you go second, you kind of want to see Captain Kid here. If not, try to see Sangoro or Shober. You kind of want to see a 5 cost, because when you're on your second turn, you're at 4 down instead of like dropping a Zorojuro. No, you actually do want to ramp up and then hopefully play a blocker. If you play Chopper, do go down on Don. Do activate its effect to make him a blocker, trust me. Defense is better when going second and to ramp up to it. Then next turn you're going to be at 6 Don, and hopefully you can ramp up again with your leader ability, just like you would do when going first. And then you just drop your Luffy Taro, hopefully. But most of the time you do like to just play Kid, ramp up, play Kid, and then next turn you'll be at 7 and play Luffy, and then Kid will recycle the Dawn of the Luffy. Okay, that's pretty much it. It's the best you can do on going second, but obviously you always love to go first. That's pretty much it. Also, I will show you the Luffy after, which is with the Katakuri. I don't know if I'm gonna play 3. I kind of want to still squeeze in the Gamma Knife. Let me just do this. I still want to squeeze 1 Gamma Knife. I kind of wanted to squeeze 2. I could remove 1 Law, but yeah, I'm probably gonna do this, guys. This is what I'm gonna do. I think we still prefer to go first, so I still think we should play 3 Sanjis to make sure we have 7 costs to play when on our 3rd turn. Yeah, 3rd turn. But this Katakuri is very good because he'll be a swing that restands itself and then gives us 1 rested Dawn. So it's very nice. If anything, I can remove the Onami and Law and play a 2nd Gamma Knife and a 3rd Katakuri. We'll see. Obviously, we're still not on OP11. This will come when I try the deck on locals, which will not be much because Purple Kata. Speaking of Purple Kata, here is my deck list. I've shown you the deck last video. I finally tried after the changes. It works pretty well. Again, I don't know the name of the guy on Discord, but he is a YouTuber. I'm sorry I don't know your name. I'm not gonna look through it right now. But I noticed that he was playing this deck list. I just made very little changes. Much before me, so shout out to him. I'm not gonna take credit, although I wasn't looking at his deck list. I accidentally stumbled upon the same deck list as him, but I'll just give credit to the guy. I wish I could shout out his YouTube channel. I just don't know his name, sorry. But yeah, we've talked about the strategy of the Purple Kata, so I'm not gonna speak it here because the video is very big right now. I'm getting very tired. Red Gear 5 Luffy. So this deck is not the best version of the deck. The best version of the deck plays this beautiful card right here, which is, I think, is the most annoying card right now as for the removal, which is the Rayleigh. It is very good, the Rayleigh here, but this deck list I'm playing, which is somewhat budget, also works very well. Pretty much the strategy is very simple. Rush down your opponent's lives, just keep swinging with your rush, and hopefully you will win. And you don't really care about removal because next turn you just start dropping even more bodies. Like you can go mid-range with Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, other Luffy, Killer, you know. And then if you need some big body, you play Dragon. That's why you're playing 3 Dragons. He has some removal, which is right here, the Gum Gum Mulligan. But most of the time, you want to just rush their lives, and at some point, they'll start discarding a lot of cards from hand to defend those attacks. And at some point, every single attack you do will just hit because they have no more resources, and you just go all around aggro. But yeah, Rayleigh is a nice card. If I could, I would play 3 of. I would probably remove Kid and Killer and maybe 1 Dragon for 3 Rayleighs. It can remove bodies, and then with Gum Gum Mulligan, it has good synergy. So yeah, but this is the deck list I have. I only been playing it on the sim because I don't have, in real life, I don't have these Tony Choppers or the Sanji. I kind of wish I had these 2 to try it out. They are being used in every red deck, pretty much, but yeah. Next is Reiju. Now, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because this is OP11, but I just want to shout it out. You still play exactly the same as you would play her on OP06, but now it's very consistent. It feels much better. It's so much more fun, actually. And so it's somewhat of a guilty pleasure to play with her now. I used to not like her strategy a lot, that much, but I don't know. I think it went up on consistency now. and you can do a lot more. Like you can play the Gamma Knives, which gives you a bit of leverage to play against more bigger bodies. And now with the chopper and yeah, with the chopper you somewhat get to play more judge, and that judge has better as somewhat better impact because you're not playing as many of the ranges of the Power Rangers. That's how I call them. You're not playing green, so you just play 1, 2, and 3, and then you just replace it with everything. Now you have a Searcher Reiju, you have a Searcher Sanji, we have the stage. So yeah, it's all around much better and much more fun to play in my opinion. So yeah, really enjoy it, but like this will come out in OP11 like this. Red Green Smoker. Now what did I just say? This tech list is not to take it seriously. I'm still figuring this stuff out. I'm playing it on the sim now, not, but when I went to locals, and this is what is worth mentioning, is this Zoro. Play this Zoro. This Zoro is insane because somewhat on mid game you can play this Zoro, and for example this combos very well with this Sanji. For example, if you play this Sanji and then doing your turn is at 6k, you attach one Don. Okay, sorry, let's rearrange my thought process. You go first with Smoker for some reason. I know if you like to go first or second, I don't have the experience on there, but you go first. You play Sanji on your second turn. It stays on the field, it's fine. On your next turn, you'll be at 5. What you can do is you can play this Zoro Juro, attach one Don to Sanji, which will make him at 7k power, which then can activate the Smoker effect, which then can give you 2 active Don to attach onto to Zoro, which gives it rush. And now you have 3 swings, which 2 of them are 7k, which is very big. So yeah, it's this deck. This card is insane on the deck, and when, for example, it gets KO'd, guess what? You can bring a Chopper, you can bring a Sanji, you can bring a Luffy. It doesn't need to be a Straw Hat, so that means you can also, I don't know, bring a Viego for an extra search, a Nami for an extra search. You know, I don't know, you can do so much with it. So yeah, it's very nice. So yeah, this deck works very well with Rayleigh as well, because this is a more of a red variant. You kind of play more into red, the red side, the red color side of your deck. I don't know if this is the most optimal. I just somewhat did this by my head because I saw a guy playing locals like this, like playing all of these cards. So I pretty much just added all of the cards that I saw him play, and then I just kind of try to manage the ratios according to what I think I would want to see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I don't know if this deck list is optimal. What I do know is you should be playing this Zoro. That's pretty much it. Next is the Control Shanks. I haven't played with this in a while, but I think this is, especially after the bans, is one of the best decks you could play. This, at least on the local scene. If you want to win locals, just play this variant of the Control Shanks. I have a guy who keeps playing him on locals, and he's having a lot of fun and a lot of good results. So please do play like this. I'm playing only one of these Shanks still. I don't know the other guy's deck list, by the way. This one is 100% mine. I just pretty much saw that that you could potentially play Control, and so I did the Control version. This Shanks could be potentially sold, but he's a good body, so yeah. But pretty much what you play is the same thing. Rayleigh, you'll decrease the power with the Hongo, Snake, Otama, and then you just use Rayleigh to KO the biggest of bodies, or if not, the Edward Newgate. So yeah, and then obviously you have the Shanks. I'm only playing 3, I don't have the space for more. Could potentially remove one of these to play the 4th, but I think 3 works fine. You decrease 1k on everybody, which will help you use the rest of the cards to decrease even more, and that gives Newgate more value. That's pretty much it. Another thing to talk about is Yazop. He also decreases 1k. this if he stays on the field, which normally he doesn't, in correlation with Rayleigh can help you KO more things, and with Shanks as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna talk about it much because I don't have that much experience. Lastly, finally, holy shit, how much? We're on 45 minutes of video. We have green yellow law. Obviously I still try this deck from time to time because it's law. I still don't like the color scheme, you know, the green yellow. I don't really like that much of his strategy, but the deck does do fine. Is a good rogue deck, I guess. So I do play it, but right now I'm not playing it. I don't know. I don't like the color scheme. I don't really like the strategy. I don't know what is it. It just didn't click with me. Maybe it's because the red purple law clicked with me so much that now every single other law just seems shit. He's not shit. I don't know. I just don't like the strategy. But yeah, this is, I believe, pretty standard. I think, right? I wouldn't change a thing here. If you don't know the strategy, pretty much you like to go down on lives because you keep using your leader effect to build board. So you use your lives to build board, and the board you build will have their on-play effects. For example, Bonnie, if you play Bonnie, she will freeze a character, which is very nice in this deck particularly. Cavendish is also very nice because he keeps giving you a Dawn to play with. So you can use your leader ability much better. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna talk about it much because I don't enjoy it that much. It's just a deck that I do play very rarely, so yeah. But thank you so much for watching. Finally, we reached the end of the video. I don't know if I'm gonna even edit the video. I will. I surely will. I'll do a cut here and there, but Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Hopefully this helped you figure out some ideas. I don't know, just looking at the deck list. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.